Privates, welcome back. Today we have a different type of video. Well, not really. It's another bracket, but not a musical one. It's a March Madness bracket. In this video, you'll see me break down my women's and both my men's brackets. I don't watch basketball, but I will always participate in this. So, if you have a bracket filled out, let me know who you have winning in the comments down below. But if you guys like this video, feel free to drop a like down below or possibly share this with a friend. And if you're feeling extra generous, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. As always, stay tuned. Until next time. Alright, as you know, it is March Madness time. And I am going to do a bracket. Figure I'd do it, record it off stream, and then upload it. I already did one for work. I have Arizona winning. I did one for the women's. I have IU winning. I have an IU Illinois final, and I have an Arizona Kansas final for my two work ones. Anyway, all right, we'll go in order: South, Midwest, and we'll go to the bottom. You'll see him get down to the final, at least half of the final four. So Alabama, I have winning. I have Maryland beating West Virginia. And San Diego State winning. Virginia winning. I have NC State beating Creighton. Baylor over USCB. Missouri winning and Arizona winning. I have Maryland beating Alabama and Virginia beating San Diego State. I'm not going to go into any of the analytics. This is just my bracket and how I'm doing it. What I think from things I've seen. I'm going to go Baylor and Arizona. Go Arizona over Baylor and Virginia over Maryland. And Arizona will be the first team in that Final Four. So like my other bracket, yes, I have Arizona making it, but I probably won't pick them to win this one. All right, Midwest. I had Houston over Northern Kentucky and Iowa over Auburn. I got Miami over Drake and Kent State. A lot of people are saying Kent State can beat Indiana, but I'm going to go with Indiana. I'm going to pick Iowa State over Pitt, Xavier over Kennesaw State, Penn State over A&M, and Texas over Colgate. Excuse me. Now I'm going to go Iowa over Houston, Indiana over Miami, Xavier over Iowa State, and Texas over Penn State. I'm going to go Iowa over Indiana. As much as I hate it, Iowa swept Indiana. And it's hard to kind of get past that. Iowa has good defense, good off the ball and on the ball skills. Then we'll go Xavier over Texas and then Xavier over Iowa. So Xavier, Arizona coming out of the top. Now for the bottom. I got Purdue over Farley Dickinson, maybe. Memphis over Florida Atlantic, Duke over Oral, Louisiana losing to Tennessee. Got Kentucky, Kansas State, got Michigan State and Marquette. Now, if you look at Jay Billis, he said Memphis has the potential, but he chose Purdue to beat Memphis, and has Purdue losing to Duke. I'm going to go Purdue. I'm going to go Duke. Go Kentucky and Michigan State. It's hard not to pick a Big Ten team because the Big Ten, like for wrestling, it's a who's who of like anyone can win on any given day. And I think Michigan State, they always show up for the big dance. So then I have a blue blood match here in the Elite Eight. Sorry, Sweet 16. I got Michigan State over Kentucky. I got Duke over Michigan or over Purdue. I have Duke beating Michigan State. I have Duke, Arizona, and then this is gonna be like my other bracket probably. I got Kansas over Howard, Illinois over Arkansas. I'm gonna go Virginia Commonwealth over St. Mary's. I know St. Mary's has been good recently, but VCU always gets hot at the right time. UConn over Iona. I'm gonna go TCU over Arizona State and or Nevada. Gonzaga over Grand Canyon, which I thought Grand Canyon was an NAIA school. Little did I know. I got Northwestern over Boise State and UCLA over UNC Asheville. So I got Kansas over Illinois, UConn over VCU, Gonzaga, and UCLA. This is pretty much going to go chalk. I'm going to go Gonzaga over UCLA, Kansas over UConn. I'm going to go Gonzaga over Kansas, my final four. I mean, just trying to think back, like Arizona put it on IU. I watch only IU basketball. Arizona put it on IU. And then IU also lost to Kansas. But I forget which ACC team IU played, or maybe it's the SEC. Whichever one, IU absolutely spanked them. I think they played Duke, or maybe it's UNC. But I'm going an Arizona Gonzaga all Pac-12 final. Pick Gonzaga 3 seed to win. No, I'm not doing it because they're the Bulldogs and I coach for the Bulldogs. I just realized that, but that's who I think is going to win. Final score, I'll go 85 to 83. I'm going to lock it in. So I pick Gonzaga. I have no real reason. I'm not going to pick Purdue. And it's hard to pick IU when they're 5-7 away from home. They've had an up and down season. I'll show my other bracket and I'll show my women's bracket also. So other bracket, I had going from the south, I had Alabama, Maryland, San Diego State, Virginia, Creighton, Baylor, Missouri, Arizona winning. Then Maryland, Virginia, Baylor, Arizona. I had Virginia and Arizona winning, and then Arizona making it to the Final Four. Midwest, Houston, Iowa, Miami, Indiana, Iowa State, Xavier, Penn State, and Texas. And then Iowa, Miami, Xavier, Texas. I had Texas and Indiana making it, and Indiana, Indiana beating Texas. So far in the Final Four, I mean, you can see it all now, but it is what it is. I had started off with Indiana, Arizona in the Final Four, and then East I went Purdue, Memphis, Duke, Tennessee, Kentucky, K-State, Michigan State, Marquette. I had Michigan State, Kentucky, Duke, Purdue winning. I had Duke and Michigan State. I had Duke, Arizona. I had Arizona winning. Then the West, I went Kansas over Howard, Illinois. I went St. Mary's, UConn, TCU. Pretty much went chalk on, except for Illinois and Arkansas, which the 8-9 you can always. It's an interchangeable matchup. Really, they're that close. But so pretty much went chalk except for Illinois over Arkansas. Then I went Kansas, UConn, Gonzaga, Northwestern. I went Gonzaga and Kansas, and then Kansas also throttled IU. So I went Kansas over IU. And then Arizona over Kansas 85-84. That's my men's. Let's see if I can find my women's. All right, here we go. Give me 1 second. So the second one I entered into the one at work. And this one is for another work one. So we'll go Greenville 1. Oh, I guess there's 2 Greenvilles. So first Greenville, South Carolina, Marquette. Again, 9 beaten and 8's not that shocking. Oklahoma, UCLA, Creighton, Notre Dame, Arizona, Maryland. Then South Carolina, UCLA, Notre Dame, and Arizona winning. Then I have Notre Dame beating Arizona, South Carolina beating UCLA, and Notre Dame beating South Carolina to make it to the Final Four. Then Greenville 2, I got Indiana. Indiana will make it to, you can see it. I have them making it to the national championship game, but Indiana over Tennessee or whoever that is. Oklahoma State winning. I went chalk. If you don't, that means like the seeds. That's who wins. And then so round of 32, Indiana over OK State, Villanova over Washington, Michigan beating 3-seed LSU, Utah over NC State, Utah over Michigan, Indiana over Villanova, and then Indiana over Utah into the Final Four. And you already see what I picked. Then I had Stanford over Southern or Sam Houston, Zaga over Ole Miss, Louisville over Drake, and it's Louisville, not Louisville, not Louisville. It's Louisville. Anyway, I got Texas over East Carolina, Colorado over Middle Tennessee, Duke, Florida State, Iowa beating Florida State, Duke beating Colorado, Texas beating Louisville, and Arizona beating Gonzaga. Not Arizona. Stanford beating Gonzaga. Stanford beating Texas. Iowa beating Duke. Iowa beating Stanford. So then one side it's Iowa and Notre Dame. And then, so then in Seattle 3. I don't get the whole Greenville 1, Greenville 2, Seattle 3, Seattle 4. I think that's kind of stupid. Anyway, so Virginia Tech, USC, Iowa State, Tennessee, North Carolina, Ohio State, Baylor. I went chalk. All the higher seeds are winning. Then I have Virginia Tech over USC, Tennessee over Iowa State, Ohio State over UNC. And then I have 7-seed Baylor beating 2-seed UConn, 3-seed Ohio State beating Baylor, 4-seed Tennessee beating Virginia Tech, 3-seed Ohio State beating 4-seed Tennessee, make to the Final Four, and then Final Four Iowa over Notre Dame, IU over Ohio State, and then Iowa falling to Indiana 77-76. Now, I'm pretty sure last couple games, the 2 times they played Iowa, that's why I chose a score so close that it's been a close game. Let me see. February. They beat Iowa. Oh, so they beat Iowa at home 87-78. Then they lost to Iowa 86-85 in Carver Hawkeye Arena. That is, I mean, it's not hard to pick, but I think it's going to be a close game. I think those have been the best 2 teams all year. I get it. South Carolina's undefeated, but the SEC is not what it used to be for women's basketball or basketball in general. So I'm going IU. It's an all IU final. Iowa University, Indiana University, and I'm going IU. Those are my brackets. I hope you liked them. Excuse me. I'd say if you have anything to disagree with, let me know. But honestly, I believe that those are great picks. And if you don't agree, then I'm sorry. Let me know in the comments what you think. Who you think's gonna win? Drop a link to your bracket. I'll look at it. But yeah, that's it. Peace.